And we're live. What the hell?
Hey, viewers.
What happened? Is my question. What the hell happened last time?
Oh, I've written quite a lot of notes for last time.
That's great. So you can take the lead.
Oh,
Fantastic news.
Well, importantly, we got pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got pancakes. Oh, what was the place called?
Stack Attack.
Thank you. Yes, I should know. I did. Stack Attack. So we're at Stack Attack where Fennec summoned a pseudo dragon.
Yep.
Called Ori.
Yep.
Ori, sorry. The reason we were at Snack Attack was because Inkbot wanted to go and check the scene of the crime where they were ambushed the night before. Observing everything, they discovered a piece of parchment explaining that the tiefling had a book that they wanted, aka Inkblot, and it was signed by the master. We then carried on with our day and went back to... I think we went back to the Sparrow, where we had some long discussions about stuff.
Fennec scried on the person who'd written the letter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think, who turned out to be the Master of Moorgrave University, who has Ink's book, and said some cryptic things that I think could either be about Ink or could be about Del Wildcloak. I think we weren't quite clear on that.
Wildcloak was said, so definitely some of it was about. Yeah.
I got the impression that maybe Wildcloak was failing her mission. There was also a skull on his desk with horns coming out of it. Yes.
Yes. And then we prepared for the memorial, I think, and sorted out food and religious people to attend.
Yes.
And Fennec directed a play.
Oh yeah.
And didn't use the professional actors and used all the
children.
Turn them street urchins, because that's the term I've gone for. But,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I had to negotiate with the union. But we got there in the end, and I'm really confident about the quality, especially with like some stage magic from Inkblot turning me into a dolphin.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And don't you know I'm going to shape water as well and really splash about, like have a wave under me. There it is on cue.
That's the opening.
It's Ivan. It's Ivan Thorius.
He's in his ice cream van.
Right. He's such a lonely man, he would, you know what I mean? Like, he'd be
Less
like,
cream.
done with my evil plotting, time to go bring some joy to children anonymously.
I'd be fine if we decided to do
What?
that.
It would be retribution of a kind. Retribution's a nice thing.
Depends on which side you're on, I guess.
In what case?
In any case with retribution, I feel like.
In Eberron, there are no sides.
That's
There's
true.
only
Shades of grey.
grey.
That's true, grimdark. But also, what do you mean by retribution and sides and stuff?
Isn't retribution is it very different from like revenge? Is retribution more like just?
Yeah, it's like very individually focused as well. Usually, it's kind of like it's you making amends with yourself in a way. I don't know.
He's going to make amends by destroying the world with selling ice cream to children.
Sorry, yeah, I should have said not with yourself. It's like resolving the thing in yourself that was leading you to be destructive by doing good in the world. That might be a better way of putting it. But also,
he needs to sell a lot of ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different approaches, obviously.
Okay.
that.
Okay. Anything else that you remember?
Uh, Oh, my camera's not playing games today.
We'd started the memorial, I think, unless there's anything before then that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, people had started to arrive. Food stalls were being set up. The leader, the leader of the opera, had started to sort of divvy out. Created like a stage and stuff with magic. What is going on with my camera?
I meant redemption.
There it is. That's what I thought.
I was like, it's like that game, you know, with the cowboy, Red Dead.
Buckaroo? Oh.
I see what happened here.
No, I love the idea of Buckaroo as a game of redemption.
Yeah.
Don't know how that would work, but I like it.
Good times.
Mario Party Redemption.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I feel like Mateus is asking because something else happened, which I can't remember.
No, I'm more like I always ask because I'm curious as to what everybody remembers and what the important things are for you. That gives me a lot to work off of.
Oh my gosh, behind the screen. The veil has been drawn back.
There is there's also on the parchment the closed circle. Something to do with like the mages who maybe, or where this book has come from as part of the closed circle, which were some mages who potentially killed themselves or sort of ruined their own set of mages. And also, let's see, girls. Oh no, that's all I have.
Yeah, this is true. You did find a kind of crumpled up parchment.
And a teleportation circle has been... I somehow, through copying my spellbook into my new book, I've also copied an additional teleportation circle.
Yeah, that you don't know where it leads.
Nope.
The only thing you know is that it's very intricate and very, obviously all teleportation circles are. This one seems even more so. But with that, if there's nothing else...
well, I do remember being extremely passive-aggressive to Inkblot, if that helps.
And I was incredibly scared.
Were you?
Well, not scared, just didn't want to step on toes.
Oh, and I wanted to add in terms of the play that we're going to try and Hamlet.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Hamlet,
That's
Zelaya,
it.
which I'm very excited for, and I know will go terribly wrong. But
Yeah, you kind of did like wanting to see a reaction from the head of House Lyrandar, or the Sharn branch rather.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of in writing when we were all like starting out with like political themes and being like, ooh, edgy, we're talking about something, so that's gonna do something in the world. Like that's enough of a comment, right? Like that's what we're doing. We're like, let's bring it up, turn to look.
Our job is done.
Yeah, exactly. Fade into the background.
And then we can go to a bar and talk about like how good we are.
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
very resolved.
Looking forward to it.
Salira? Is that her name?
Solaya.
Who's a liar?
So, I would say at this point, if you want to specifically describe the play that is happening now, that you've kind of... Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to, if I can, go and talk to Zelaya like 5 minutes before the play is going to start.
Sure. I will say, Solaya, the way this kind of square is laid out is pretty much that all the kind of VIPs with Illyra as well, with the clerics, the cardinals that have you have invited, all the kind of higher ups have somehow managed to book different balconies on the towers, somehow managed to kind of stay away from all the public, be it rooftops that they've, I guess, rented out or bought access to, or literally on the balconies. I would say that the dragon houses, the dragon mark houses, they are all kind of on this larger balcony, on the actual kind of a balcony of an inn, where they've set up a table, kind of a long table where they're all discussing things. Clearly not even really paying attention to what is happening downstairs. They are more taking this as an opportunity to make politics. But Celias is quietly kind of swirling a drink of wine and talking to another person as you kind of walk up to the table. And she turns and looks at you and goes, "It's a shame about the rain, isn't it? Such a shame. How can I help you?"
Oh, I just wanted to check if you were enjoying your evening.
Oh, I guess as much as I can. It's been interesting.
How so?
Oh, just house business.
Speaking of that house business, I think we have a deal we both need to fulfill.
This is true. I have the wheel ready. I was planning on having it delivered to your ship, but obviously I can bring it round now, if that's what you wish.
That would be good, or shortly, soon. I was meaning to ask, this information we've agreed to supply to you, what do you plan to do with this person?
Oh, talk to them, I guess. Just talk.
Is she telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
Every sentence she says with advantage, because I'm trying to tell if she's lying or not.
My mum just hit her head, just so everyone knows.
Oh.
She okay?
Yes.
Insight check. With a 24, there's definitely kind of a malicious side to what she is saying. I mean, you can't like specifically tell what she wants to do, but it doesn't seem to be just polite conversation.
I see. Because, of course, we wouldn't want to be putting anyone in danger. But I'm sure you wouldn't want anyone to be in danger either.
Well, and I really wouldn't like a wheel to be out there. So I guess we're all making sacrifices today.
I suppose so. Out of curiosity, I heard it's been a bit of a turbulent time for your house. There's lots of infighting, I hear.
This is an interesting idea of chit-chat that you have.
Well, I've never been one for small talk.
She kind of stands up and walks away from the table as you kind of walk towards the square where the play is taking place. Or the play is kind of just starting. Just for out of earshot from all the other dragon-marked houses. Well, it is how it always is. There's some... My house is very established, and the relationships that it contains are complicated. There's always another side of the coin that sees an opportunity in other people's grief, but it doesn't matter to you. This is a private matter. Can I ask, actually, you're, as I understand, you're a rather recent addition to the Gusnik and Sons detective agency. What were you doing before all this?
Oh, all sorts of things, really. Trying to find my path, I suppose. You talk about different sides. Calendan de Loranda? Would he... I understand that the detectives have, in some forms, come across him. Is he a... do you consider him your side?
Calendan, you're speaking of. Calendan has served my house long as the Seneschal. And he is a wise man. And I feel that I don't see the connection. I don't see the interest. Why are you interested in him exactly?
Well, we're detectives. It's our business to be interested in everything.
Are you suspecting him of something?
Not especially. When she spoke about Calendan, did I get the impression that she genuinely thinks he is wise and good? Or that...
I would say you would pick up on more of kind of a sense of a fear, really, more than anything. Kind of almost like not really wanting to use his name.
No, nothing particular. Just trying to be a detective, I suppose. Well, perhaps we'll be able to provide you with that information.
Why not now? We have somebody from House Civis here. They can do a simple spell to hide the information, let's say for 2 hours. They could not be read before the wheel is in your possession.
That would be sensible. Hold that thought. And then I'll sort of turn to the stage where I assume they're
I would say the play
ready
is
to go.
kind of kicking off.
Okay.
I'll stand and watch it right next to her.
Okay. Anybody want to achieve anything else during this time? Where is Fennec? Where is Inkplot?
I'm on stage.
You're on stage?
Yes.
Okay. As an actor?
I don't know. A facilitator, a narrator, someone who's in the way. I don't really know. I don't know.
Well,
what they are.
I'm going to ask you to be specific when you're on stage.
I will declare, so is the tale of Stanby Bold, her life, her death, her glory, and every moment in between. Hark ye and listen. I wish I'd thought about this more in the last week. Hark ye and listen to the kindnesses within, and live your lives in her image. And then I will stop, and I will formally bow in a very military way that's quite unexpected for the stage, and then I will walk off and let the play start.
Okay. Sure. You kind of lead in to the play. People do shut up and listen and look and do quiet a little bit, even though it is Sharon. So it is very much kind of what Shakespearean theater would have been, which is there's kind of shouts at times, there's loud kind of laughing at times from the audience who are quickly kind of shushed. But the play starts. Inkplot, what are you doing during this time?
I'll be sort of nearish Finnick with a polymorph spell ready, should she give me the signal.
Okay.
But she's really focused on trying to spy Professor Ashgrave.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping an eye out for her. Probably won't speak to her during the play. Probably will wait till after, but is keeping an eye on that. And it's probably about it.
Mm-hmm.
See if there's any students or any other people from Moorgrave, but generally Professor Ashgrave.
Make a perception check for me. As you kind of scan the crowd, as it were.
19. That's good for me.
Yeah, with a 19, I will say, Ashgrave easily spotted. I believe I already last time mentioned it as well, that she is currently kind of sat towards the edge of where the audience is, around a table with another person who's Harass is there, and they're talking quite kind of actively, discussing something. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like not lividly. Actively. Lively. That's what I meant. Thank you. There are some Moorgrave students as well, with their kind of long purple robes there. With a 19, you also do spot at the very kind of end, where the kind of seating ends. There's a lot of, at this point before the rain, there's a lot of kind of stalls and a lot of tents that have been built up to hide people. A lot of people with umbrellas and such. And it's difficult to kind of peer into that massive crowd that's gathered there. But you do spot, or you think you just saw, a flash of a kind of a hooded figure, a couple of them really, just going through the crowds towards the center of the square, really kind of making their way through the crowd.
When you say hooded figures, is there any iconography on them? Is there any symbols? Are they wearing similar robes to Moorgrave or the people on the bridge?
So with the 19, I would say very simple, basic kind of black robes. The thing that kind of caught your interest is that you could have sworn that one of them was wearing a mask.
Okay. Are there any waiting staff, like waiters or like people rummaging, like walking around? Like anyone like serving food or drinks?
I would say not at the ground level, but kind of up where Raya or Stan is at this point. There would be.
Okay, but the masked people or the people in robes, they're on the ground floor. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna sort of try and get Finnick's attention.
You can try. I'm busy.
I will. Hold on. Let's have a look.
You can certainly try. This is D&D. You can do anything.
Right. Yeah. Give it your best go. Make your dreams come true.
Okay, I'm going to. Yeah, I need Finnick's approval. I'm going to go over to Finnick and just sort of.
Show. The play is on.
Masked people, masked cultists.
Yes, we've got actors in masks on stage. Very, very adeptly
in the crowd.
What?
In the crowd.
What about the crowd? Are they having fun?
I don't know, Finnick. There are the people who killed Stan are in the crowd.
Are you sure?
Yes, I saw them.
Where?
Follow me.
Okay.
I'm going to grab her hand, and as I do, I'm going to like sort of step behind him and cast Disguise Self and make myself just look like the sort of general populace who's kind of in the lower levels.
I'll probably look back at Inkblot, and if I notice the Disguise Self, I will do the same.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. Can I see? Stan was somewhere else, wasn't? Yeah.
I would say you can spot Raya, kind of looking down at the stage. Yeah. But she's up there, kind of on the higher balcony. I'm
just going to pull Finnick, and I'll sort of nudge Finnick, and I'll point to Raya. We may need her.
How close are we to Raya?
I would say probably kind of 60 feet away from you, up and above.
So I'm going to telepathically call out to Ori, who I assume is nearby, and I'm going to say, go tell Raya we need her. Communicate to what we look like, and a sense of urgency. Sure.
I mean, you can control Ori as much as you want. She kind of flies off, I presume, towards Raya, the pseudo dragon.
She lands heavily on Stan's shoulders, and like wraps her wings around as if you're wearing a shawl, and then she'll put her head to yours and coo quite a bit, and then communicate to you. Our faces moving through the crowd, and you get a sense of urgency and maybe danger tinge of that. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll glance at Zelaya and then back at Ori. I'll just say to Zelaya, I think you'll find this play very interesting. 1 minute, and then I'll go. I'll make my way down back towards the people who, Fennec and Ink in disguise. They're glancing back as I walk towards the liar.
Yeah. So as this play is going on, like we talked briefly about this. What specifically is happening in the play? Are you kind of naming Stan's father by name, or kind of?
That won't be till the end.
Okay.
Sorry, this is maybe I would assume that we wouldn't name him.
No.
We'd have like a show Stan using some like wind stuff, and then have a point where it's like she has this dragon mark and she grew up in this little village, and maybe not name him, but like make the context stuff.
This is all well and good, but you really should have been in the writer's room if you wanted this level of creative control over
I'm sorry, everyone. I need to disappear for like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Someone has just arrived who we need. I'll be 2 moments. I'm so sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. No. You did say some of that last time, so that is in it. I've also advised them though, like a simulacrum of your father, so we aren't naming him, but he has a top hat, and he's going to be in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the play starts as you're kind of going through the crowd.
Yeah.
Looking back, make another insight check to see as kind of the first 10 minutes are happening.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to peer through the crowd, looking up towards the rainy balcony that you were on. You can't insight what she is feeling or what kind of emotions are there. But you make your way down. Fennec and Ink, are you making your way through the crowd at this point? Trying to go chase them?
Yeah. Chasing them, led by Inkblot as well, because I don't know where I'm going unless I catch sight of them.
All right. Fennec and Inkblot, make another perception check for me.
Great. And if Stan hasn't moved quickly enough, Ori will dig her talons into Stan and try to pull her, by the way.
I'll move pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Not quickly enough. Talon.
I want to see what my cousin thinks. Or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And Fennec, perception as well?
Yeah. Did that roll just then?
Nope.
Okay, I think I need
Inkblot
to
did.
Oh.
Pixite did it.
No. It just I think mine froze. I clicked it, but it didn't do it.
It was too good. The game couldn't allow it.
Internet. Why do you hate me?
Are you okay with us going with like you rolled a 1? Is that okay?
You're so funny, Mom Mateus.
Thank you.
There we go. It's happening.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, with a 17 and 16. Let me just check. So, you kind of go through the crowd, but at this point, peering over everybody, you spot only 2 of these figures, these black robed figures. They're at the very kind of edge of the audience at this point. One of them is kind of standing looking straight at the play that's happening at the square in kind of in front of you, in front of the audience. The other is just behind this person. You can see a kind of a just a normal hand on the other's shoulder, as if kind of whispering into their ear, kind of talking with them, almost like reassuring them. I would say at this point, they're like 45 feet away from you as you kind of peer over the audience.
I'm going to get closer to them.
Okay. Doing this stealthily, I presume?
No.
Okay. Just walking through the crowd.
Yeah. I might act a little drunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a performance check for me.
No worries. What if I yell while I appear drunk? Is that intimidation?
No.
This should be fine. No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, you kind of think you're playing the part.
I'm such a good actor. Career change.
But you're walking through the audience, kind of tumbling through towards these 2 figures. Inkblot, you were away. Basically, you saw 2 of these robed figures, one of them talking to the other one, almost kind of reassuring them, hand on their shoulder. They're kind of focused squarely ahead, looking at the play happening.
Okay.
And you are currently making your way through the crowd towards them, and Fennec is pretending to be drunk.
Do not attract too much attention. Perhaps as a suggestion, but you do you.
Well, if you're drunk, you probably would be trying to attract attention, though. You know what I mean?
But do we want to attract attention?
Oh, I thought but we could stealth by not stealthing. You know what I mean? We could blend by just being obvious. That was the plan.
Sure.
Okay, so you're on board with that.
Yes.
I guess
It's a great idea.
Great. I guess I'll keep making this choice then.
Cool.
I'd say that halfway there you meet up with Raya as well, who kind of joins you.
Raya, we're being drunk.
Okay. Why?
It's like Disney in like the 90s. Okay, so because then we'll blend in better, because it'll be like they're not trying to sneak up on us, they're so loud.
Okay, who are we? What's happened? I just got a sense of urgency.
Remember when, like in the story on the stage, Stan was thrown into dark portal of death.
Yeah, funnily enough, I remember that quite well.
Yes. Remember the cloaks. She's just like completely embarrassed and not enjoying this. Will just sort of like stumble to the ground like she's tripped, and will just sort of on her hands and knees look up at Raya and just go, "The cultists are here who tried to kill you. They are in the crowd. You can see them. They're in the cloaks." Ha 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 ha! As she stares
Can I see them?
I would say, yeah, as they point this out, the two figures, they are still now. They're just, one is talking to the other one isn't really seemingly responding. So it's easy to see them there at the very edge of the audience, kind of the very front.
Now that Ori's here, I'm going to be like telepathically to Ori, get closer to them without being seen and see if you can get a sense of what they're saying.
Okay. I will say Ori would have to make a stealth check.
Sure thing.
They have masks on, both of them, do they?
Their backs are to you at this point. What Inkblot did see was what more looked like somebody removing a mask.
Oh, can I? Sorry, I'll let Ori do what Ori's going to do.
So plus stealth is +4, so 15.
With a 15, Ori kind of launches up and kind of glides through the darkened air, and then kind of tries to glide in kind of a circular fashion around them, or unless kind of, well, yeah, with a 15, I would say no. Being smarter, she kind of goes down and kind of in between people's legs, kind of jumps through. That's a better option. Finding her way, correct? Her way there. So through, I think you can hear through her. Is this true?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So what you hear is this older voice coming from the person who's more towards the back of the audience, talking to the figure ahead of them, and you just hear reassuring words about them being rewarded, about this being a righteous deed,
Yeah.
about showing them. You hear some kind of a protest, reluctance coming from the other person. And you, at this point, I'm just gonna roll perception quickly for Ori. Yeah, with a 19. With a 19, Ori does see the other hand lift, and you see kind of similar types of movements that Inkblot has done when casting a spell. As the puts his hand on kind of the back of this younger man's head or the robe and casts something. And you just see kind of the younger man going kind of as something kind of an idea enters.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted.
I said, oh dear, and I'm going to communicate all of that back to my teammates.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go and apprehend them now, don't we?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Just
Question.
out
Yeah.
in the open. Just
How far away
do
is...
this covertly.
I would say at this point you're, I'll say 45 feet away from them.
Okay.
How far away is everyone else?
Well, you're all together.
Oh, sorry, like the crowds.
They are at the edge of the crowd is 45 feet away from you, and they are at the very edge of the crowd. They are the kind of the...
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have to just go grab them. Hey, they're just right near the crowds. Yeah. Yeah, we got to do it.
Wait, sorry. So they're on the edge of the crowd, or they in the center of the crowd? They're on the edge of the crowd.
They're on the very forefront. They are the first row, so to speak.
In front of the stage, or on the side.
Yeah, in front of the stage. There's quite a bit of. The square is kind of in between the stage and the audience as well. So there's room in between. But yeah, they are in the first row, so to speak.
Yeah, I think they're going to hurt people.
Okay, let's... Can anyone cause a distraction to get people to turn away from them, to go in a different direction? I can restrain them in place.
Okay. Ori can do something. I can get Ori to do something.
Ori kind of sends another image of this man, and at this point you kind of catch a glimpse of this person, actually kind of younger, maybe in his 40s possibly, but there is kind of this odd, peculiar scar running down his left eye, almost kind of like the eye itself has been scarred and it's kind of milky white partially, as this figure casts another spell towards the stage, towards one of the...
Spell.
What's the range on counter spell?
I think it's 60 feet.
All right.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay, let me just check this. And the level in which you're doing this?
Just third level.
Okay, so this is a higher than fourth, this spell.
Okay. So I will roll a... what am I? I'm an intelligence-based caster. 7.
So yeah, you don't get a hold of the spell. Too slippery, too slick, as it kind of gets through your defenses and heads towards the actor currently speaking, portraying Stan. And you see the actor portraying Stan kind of stop for suddenly, and then turn away from the scene and kind of walk to the edge of the stage and look at the crowd as she just says simply, or yells this out rather, "The way is open! The way is open!"
I cast banishment on the actor.
Roll initiative. At this point. Well, actually,
No, I don't think I can. How far is the stage?
Oh, yeah. So the stage would be more than 60 feet away, definitely. So I will say, yeah, I would roll initiative, but because of Foundry stuff, I need to a little bit... It wouldn't work because we had to change scenes. Anyway, I will say at this point, as you kind of all rush into action, you see the dark-robed younger man kind of stumble forward onto the middle of the square as everybody's kind of, whispering and talking to each other, unsure what the hell is happening. He kind of walks to the middle of the square.
Oh, I'm stopping this.
Okay. Yep. You can cast banishment on him. That would be in range if you want to do anything else. They're 45 feet away from you.
Yeah, I'll cast banishment on him.
All right.
I think I already... Oh, no, I haven't done it.
So
Yeah.
I can't. Sorry.
Go ahead. I would say everybody gets one action during this. That's happening.
I actually have a question just before we go into actions.
Yeah.
When did I cast scrying?
Good question.
And would I? Because I didn't stay. I was having a.
Oh, you
short rest.
scried on Master
Master.
Morgrave.
Yeah. And that was earlier in this day, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
So I don't think I have that spell, basically.
All right. So banishment, charisma saving throw.
17 spell save.
Damn it.
Ooh, rolls a 21.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, so the spell does, is this correct? I'm reading correct. Nothing happens? Or be
Nothing
banished.
happens.
Yeah, so it doesn't have, everybody has one action. Fennec, an action, and Stan, an action. As this person is just stumbling kind of forward, almost possessed a little bit. You see him reaching into something in his robes, pulling something out.
It's Eldritch Blast, 100%. With repel. So I'll
Go
do
for it.
that. Please do it.
Get him. Get him.
No.
13 is enough, actually.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Sweet.
8 points of damage. As they are propelled forward, suddenly this blast emerges from the audience.
I'll go again, too.
Yeah, I would have actually said that there would have been a little bit of cover for him because you are in the middle of the... so I'll count that next time.
Okay.
You're in the middle of the audience. It's difficult to kind of like get through people to get your shots off. But yeah, go ahead and roll.
So is that disadvantage?
No, he'll just add +2 to his AC.
Okay.
Yes, nice.
That's still enough. 23.
And another repel as well.
All right.
Nice.
And another 12 points. Yeah, he is just thrown kind of past the middle of the square, slides towards the stage. Stan, or Raya, rather.
So did I already saw that the other guy cast a spell on this guy?
Yeah, I would say all of you got that
So I
from
know
Ori.
that. Okay, this is probably going to be a waste. Oh well. I'm going to try and cast Dispel Magic on the guy.
At this point, on the guy that walked out onto the square,
Yeah, the guy.
he would be 65 feet away from you at this point because of the repelling him.
It's 120 feet.
All good. Go for
Yes.
Okay.
it. All right.
Destroy. Or undestroy, whatever.
So, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability, please.
How do I do that?
So you have to roll whatever is your spellcasting
Charisma.
I think. Yeah.
If you just go under your
So just
charisma
add-
score.
And
then
just roll. Okay. Oh, please help me, Boulder Eye. Oh, and I lose contact with the server.
Perfect.
Boulder Eye's like, no, this is my plan. This is my plan.
It's like, you're telling lies now.
Boulder Eye works in very mysterious ways.
Yeah, sorry, I have to log back in now.
That's okay.
This is super exciting for everyone.
I've been reading
That's
a book that has like it's urban fantasy set in London, and it has the rivers and the London rivers as characters. So they're like running around and talking, and they're like different. The Thames is Mother Thames and Father Thames. It's pretty cool.
Is it Rivers of London?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that series.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So Foundry thinks I'm already there,
No.
but I'm not. So,
I don't think I have a way to kick you as well. Well, maybe on this amazing point, tension-filled point, let's go on a quick break.
Felt good.
Right.
Will the spell be dispelled?
Are we still streaming? New York City.
It's Guznik and Sons.
Way!
All right. So, where were we? So I think you were casting Dispel Magic on this creature specifically.
Yes.
Yep. No, and you're not casting it on the person that Fennec just pushed back. You're casting it, or which one are you casting it? Sorry.
I think I was casting it on the creature the person that's just been pushed by Fennec. The one that I think the older man whispering in his ear had cast a spell on him is my reading of events. So I'm going to try and dispel that if I can.
All right. So yeah, go ahead and still make a your kind of spell casting ability check. So your
charisma modifier.
Your charisma modifier, exactly.
Okay.
Ooh.
And let me just check this. Yeah, so with the 17, you see this person as he is getting up, kind of holding something, pulling something out of his robe, and you see this almost like a dragon shard dagger, or like made out of a darkened kyber crystal dagger that he is holding. And you see inside kind of flecks of orange rotating, kind of floating inside that dagger. But he just is holding it in front of him, confused a little bit, unsure where he is. He's looking at the crowd that is now kind of retreating suddenly. There's a clear space being left for Fennec at this point as well. I think that's all of your actions. Everybody's done one.
Can I have I seen the dagger as well?
Yeah, I would say it's quite.
Can I
obvious.
shout out something to my colleagues?
Sure.
Just quickly, I just say, that dagger, that opens the portal. Do not let him use it. That's what I'll say.
All right.
No idea if it's true. Educated guess. Roll initiative.
Not yet at this point, but what does happen to you, Inkblot, is that suddenly, from kind of an inhumane jump that happens, you see the older fellow, the one with the scar, turn around at this voice and just leap high into the air towards you. And he's got a human hand. It doesn't make sense, but as he doesn't even punch, but just claws at your face, leaving kind of marks in you, he attacks you 2 times.
Nearing on my next ring block.
I would say, yeah, you're all clumped together.
Can I get my shield up for one of them?
Sure, yeah, you kind of get your shield from your back, granting disadvantage. So it's a 10, the first
Miss.
claw attack. The second one is a straight roll, which will be a 19 to hit.
I throw up my shield. I cast shield.
All right. So yeah, you see the hand kind of grasping against the shield. You just hear kind of a low growl coming from this person. Everybody gets 1 action still.
Okay.
Eldritch blasted this thing.
Go for it.
I'm a simple man, a few pleasures. Eldritch blast to the face is 1. Attack. 19.
19 definitely hits.
Damage. And repel.
All right, sure. Yeah, you kind of repel him into the crowd that's kind of giving you space at this point. There's screams, there's shouting, and he just flies into the crowd like a kind of a not a billiards ball. What is it? What's the thing that Americans play with the big black massive thing? Pins. What's that? Bowling ball into the pins. That's nice. What it is. And yeah, 12 points of force damage against him.
Second shot.
Go for it. This time, again, the crowds gathers around him a little bit, so he does get a little bit of a cover from this.
Actually, can I ask, what's the dude with the dagger doing?
He currently is confused, kind of staring at this dagger, as if like he has no idea where he is.
I'm gonna aim for his hand, and I'm gonna try, if possible, to knock the dagger out of his hand.
I would say it's Eldritch Blast isn't that precise. The target is a creature. There's always a chance that he will drop it, sure. But okay. You can't like pinpoint specific, yeah.
Sure. All right. Attack.
18. Yeah, absolutely hits.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
14.
And repel.
And you repel a dead body. As it kind of slides against the stage. The dagger definitely falls kind of 10 feet away from the body. Where it hit its head, you see blood seeping.
Oh well. Deal with that later. And I'm not gonna say anything. Someone else do something.
How far away is the dude who? Both of them actually. So when the guy in front of me got repelled, he got moved 10 feet away from me, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cool. And how far is the guy with the dagger, the dead body?
75 feet.
75 feet. Okay. So I just want to make sure I can do this. Range increases by 30 feet. Okay, perfect. So with no one near me, I'm going to run forwards 30 feet, and I'm going to use my telekinesis, which is basically mage hand, but it's got a range of 60 feet, to grab that dagger and pull it towards me.
60 feet, you said its range? The dagger is currently...
mage hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I run forward, so it's 75 feet away, so I run forward 30 feet, then use telekinesis to pull the dagger into my hand.
Okay. Sure, yeah, you do that easily enough. At this point, Fennec, Stan, you hear from the crowd the person who attacked you, the one-eyed, kind of scarred dude, growling at somebody next to him, and you see similar black robes, but he growls, "Leave me! Take the dagger! Use his blood!" And you see kind of rogue figures darting towards Inkblood at this point, because you're now carrying the dagger.
Okay. Now, a question. For my telekinesis, you and my... Oh, no, yeah, so it would be my action to grab that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to try to... what I will do is I'll save... No, that's it. That's all I do. That's my turn.
All right.
But seeing the guys, I'm going to try and back away and sort of getting away from these people coming towards me.
Stan, you have an action as well.
Oh, my action's been constantly changing through this. I'd like to cast command on the Claude guy.
Go for it.
I'm going to say my favourite thing's command, which is grovel. But in a much deeper voice than I can actually do.
So I believe command is, what is it, a second level? First level? First level as well.
It is first level, yeah.
So as you speak your one-word command towards this creature, the spell immediately just slips off of him. At this point, he kind of touches his own neck as he kind of gets up and then jumps and flies through the air. Now kind of hovering, looking over the situation, and then glides towards Inkblot. As everybody is converted, there's two more robed figures who have emerged from the crowd and are, let's say, they're kind of 20 feet away from Inkblot at this point. This scarred person with its fly speed is next to you at this point, but has used everything it has.
Next to me. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We're still continuing without initiative, which is fun.
Okay.
Everybody gets one action.
How closely is everyone together? May I ask?
So you and Stan are next to each other. Inkblot, I believe, ran 60 feet. Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet.
Sorry, enemies. How close together are enemies?
The three. Really, Inkblot and the scarred person are next to each other, clearly kind of grappling for the dagger. There's two robed figures approaching Inkblot as well. And they are like 20 feet away from Inkblot at this point. And you are away from Inkblot 30 feet.
Okay, great. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I am going to cast Synaptic Static on the three people in a 20-foot circle. So I'll capture all three of them, but not Inkblot, obviously.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Let's have some fun.
Now you are hearing screams and shouting. People are running away from the stage. Actors are just jumping over the stage to get away.
So you're doing an intelligence saving throw.
Gotcha.
I'll do damage.
That's a natural 1, and that's a natural 20. So one of them fails absolutely, and the other one succeeds.
Yeah, so I got all three, right, though?
Yeah.
How many did I get?
You got 3 people.
No, how many did I get?
How many successes?
Yeah.
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so the other 2 take 12, and then the one who didn't, you have muddled thoughts, and you roll a d6, subtract the number from attack rolls and ability checks. Yeah, and other things. Which one failed?
So, because the cultists have 9 hit points, even with failing, they just immediately die. The one who failed was a cultist as well, so it was a bit of an overkill, but you have definitely destroyed them. Inkblot, kind of, there's 2 of these rogue figures rushing towards you, and then suddenly just...
Oh God!
And the way Synaptic Static looks is that it comes out from me, but it like travels between everyone affected. So everyone was... Does that make sense in terms of like it's like a branching lightning that's chained up between all these people, focused on the head.
Kind of spreading through the water, the rain that's... I'm imagining a very Zack Snyder crash zoom into each raindrop as lightning jumps from one to another. All right. Stan?
Sorry, the one in front of Inkblot, though. What's going on with them?
The spell apparently didn't seem to affect them.
Okay, I see.
All right.
I would like to cast Sanctuary on Ink. So that's a Wisdom saving throw before attacking Ink with harmful spell or attack. Can I also run 25 feet and get up to Ink?
Yeah, I would say you can get up next to her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, that is what I'll do.
All right. At this point, Inkblot, this will be a contested. Yeah, we'll sleight of hand check as he tries to get the dagger from you.
Can I? Oh, so I wouldn't have got my action first?
Oh, true. Yeah, you had your action as well. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of changed stuff. Do I see him going for the dagger? Well, I know that's what he wants.
Yeah, he clearly is like kind of, trying to grapple you, trying to attack to get it.
How far is Finnick back from us?
I believe Finnick is still about 30 feet away from you. She hasn't really moved, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Throw it at me if you want.
I am going to. I've got to get the dagger away from him, so I'm going to put my hand down to Raya. I'm going to say, "Come with me if you want to get some distance," and I'm going to cast Dimension Door.
Nice.
And then it's up for her if she wants to grab my hand.
I do, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I'll tell you where I Dimension Door in a second.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it goes through. There's nothing. Yeah, you just disappear suddenly.
I want to appear on one of the roofs where Raya was before. Mm-hmm. I think that's quite high. I can go 500 feet, so just on top of one of the roofs, probably behind where the figure. So if the figure's looking at me, I want to appear on a roof behind them, so I don't reappear in their.
If it's 500 feet, you can go higher. The roof that Raya was on previously was 60 feet away from you, so you could pinpoint something that's like 200 feet away from you and land on that. But
no,
okay.
I don't want to be that far away from Finnick, just in case.
Yeah, 60 feet away. The long table where all the dragon-marked ambassadors were is now empty and forsaken. Mm-hmm. They have clearly gone down their exit paths. But yeah, you appear on the table.
Cool, and just sort of like duck down straight away, just trying to stay out of view. And I'm going to stash the dagger with like whatever time I've got left, just as tightly as I can. Sort of maybe wedge it, sort of underneath, sort of in my dress, and sort of tie it up so it's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm.
At this point, you see that another black-robed figure, quite a bit taller, almost like an orcish or hobgoblinish tallness, kind of steps forward. And you just hear, Fennec, you would be in range to hear this. You just hear, "Mahadi, must I always finish your tasks?" As he kind of talks to the figure that was just going after Inkblot and trying to get the dagger. At this point, who is holding the dagger presently?
Me, Inkblot. It's like tucked within her cloak.
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, nice.
+3.
+3, cool.
Mm-hmm.
10 +3. Oh, it's already there. So 10.
10. With the 10, you fail. So, could everybody for a moment mute or not hear?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just to say, if it's a charmed thing,
It is.
I am right next to Ink, so because of my paladin ability, she cannot be charmed.
Oh,
Yes!
So yeah, the spell is cast, and you even feel yourself succumb to it, but suddenly you just feel this warmth in you, and you just see this light next to you, that kind of almost acting like like a light at the end of the tunnel, just brings you back into reality. And you hear the figure just hooded. You don't even see his features.
I just lean down and I kiss Raya on the cheek. Thank you. Where is this figure as well? Are they on the ground?
They are right next to the scarred.
Oh, yes.
So they are 60 feet away from you. So he walks up to the scarred figure, kind of pulls him up, clasps his hand as both of them start to hover, clearly kind of flying away, escaping really.
Okay.
One action for everybody, if anybody wants to do anything.
So, I'm sorry. So they're flying away together.
They are currently kind of. I'm making this a narrative where everything is kind of happening very fast. So they are currently. That's the impression you get, that they are casting fly on themselves and escaping this because the dagger is lost and the charm didn't work.
And that's the very tall orc.
Yeah, and the scarred human.
I will whip out my Sunforge and I will chuck it at both of them.
All right. Absolutely, go for it.
Explosion time.
Come on, grab your friends.
Exactly. We'll go to very different plans.
You have to look up what the saving throw was for me.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was Dex, probably.
It's Dex, yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Let me just quickly get this done. I think this is the one thing that is difficult in Foundry, is that when there isn't a battle map, it suddenly becomes very difficult to manage all this. Which is what happens in D&D often, is that you just stuff happen. All right, that's a 13 and a 12, so I think they both fail it.
Yeah.
And they take 21 points of fire damage as they are gliding away. They kind of fly through the explosion. Definitely their robes burning. Definitely you've made your mark.
Does the dude look hurt, the one who wasn't being hurt by magic?
It's more that their clothes... They do look hurt from the magical effect, if that's what you're saying, asking. But
it's fire damage, though.
Yeah, the fire damage, the kind of magical fire. But it's not... They don't look, wounded or bloodied in any way. They just look like, their robes are on fire, kind of they're chucking them aside, flying away into the towers.
Okay, well, cool.
Wait, so we are getting the impression they are taking damage?
They have taken damage from that, yes.
Okay. I will follow Phoenix's lead and I will throw a level 5 fireball.
Fuck yes.
All right. As they're flying, just hurl.
Yeah.
I'm almost imagining a catapult kind of.
Yeah.
Dex saving throws again.
Dex save for 17 dex save.
This time. Oh, that's a 19. And that's a 17.
Oh, bugger. Well, they take 15 points of fire damage each.
15 points each. Okay.
Do they topple to the ground in a burning mass?
No, they look a little bit more wounded.
Who else has got fire?
I can't really do any damage at range, so I won't do anything. I'll just watch them burn and fly away.
Yeah, they fly away. At this point, no more robed figures step forward. The ones that you have dealt with stay there. The square is absolutely empty at this point. But I mean, if there was initiative, we'd be out of it.
Oh, you're muted, Barnaby.
We can't see them anymore, can we? They're just completely out of view.
Yeah, they would take their action and dash to just fly
Cool.
into the. I mean, there's heavy rain and it's dark, and there's towers and buildings. It's quite difficult to kind of chase them.
That's one way to end a party, isn't it?
Raya,
You okay?
I'm okay. Thank you. I fear something awful was taking hold of me. Like I was going to lose my senses, but with you there, nothing could shake me. Thank you.
Don't thank me, thank Boulder Eye. She's, the.
I thank you a little bit.
I'll take it. I'm glad you're okay. What?
Yes.
That all happened very quickly.
Yes.
Do you have it?
Let's discuss it later.
Yeah.
Let's go get Fennec.
Yes.
Fennec is running to the man he killed.
Okay.
/ woman?
I'm joining.
Yeah, as you kind of pull back the robe, do you mean the very first person, the Eldritch?
The one who was a civilian.
The one that was charmed, as much as you could tell. Yeah. So walking forward, you do see the corpse is human, kind of tanned, possibly teenage. 19, 20 years old human, kind of greasy red hair. You can see kind of torn commoner's clothes underneath the robe. You see weirdly bandages wrapped around both of his hands.
Is there anything I can do? What's the situation? Can I try and help?
I mean, he is dead.
Like super dead?
There's no pulse. His eyes are open.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, Ori! Get right and get Raya mentally. Raya, get Raya. Go to Raya now. And Ori will kick off and start looking around.
Let Ori make a perception check as she's gliding around.
Ori's okay at perception. Let's find out what happens together.
Through the rain, it's difficult to spot. There's definitely, at this point, there's kind of silence. Ori spots people looking through their windows, opening their balconies again, kind of staring down in curiosity of what has happened. It takes a little bit, over a minute to find Raya on a rooftop. Ending plot as well.
I imagine we're running in your direction anyway, like towards the stairs to head towards you.
Ori will keep flying pace with you, and Ori's mouth will open, and I will speak through it. Here's a technical question. Fennec can telepathically speak to minds. Fennec can telepathically speak through his familiar. Can Fennec telepathically speak through his familiar at a distance?
So I think because you can, if you have the invocation that you can cast spells through Ori, which I think you have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that you can telepathically communicate. You can basically cast that spell through Ori. So whoever is 30 feet away from Ori, you can talk to.
That's really interesting, and that will be useful in the future. But I'll just say out loud, quickly come back. They're dead, but this civilian, I heard someone. Please come as quickly as possible.
Run as quickly as I can. I'm assuming I probably get, unless I can get there in less than a minute. I kind of know that there's.
Yeah, it definitely takes you a little bit over a minute, as much as you're rushing.
If Ryan, do you say anything?
Oh yeah, the civilian. I think Fennec wants me to save him, but there's
I'll take you there now, and I grab her and I'll dimension door us right back to them.
The hero we need.
And we just appear right next to the civilian.
Somebody roll a D100 for me.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. 52.
So, Raya, you arrive, kind of appear into existence right next to. And as you're kind of going through the motions of hopefully casting the spell, you get a sense that the spell won't work on this. You've just a tiny bit too late.
I probably have the diamond in my hand at that point. I'm sorry, Fennec. It's too late.
It's too late. What do you mean it's too late? This type of stuff happens all the time.
It does, but I can only help within a really short time frame.
Well, then we have to get him to someone who can help him. Can we?
I mean, there's the houses, aren't there? You can... It's a lot of money, but we could take... Which house is it?
I'll pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
But the robes, we burnt the robes off. The people are dead. If you go look quickly.
What?
The people, the cultists.
Yes.
Their robes are burnt off, and there's someone dead, and maybe there's information.
Okay, I'll go. And I'll run off and I'll look at the cultists who have fallen and look at their robes and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, going through what they have, one of them an elf, one of them another human. Make an investigation check for me.
16.
So with a 16, you don't spot anything beyond kind of very basic magical supplies. One of them having some chalk and some candles. One of them having a kind of a gaming set, a card set in their pockets. Couple of sovereign, more crowns, but nothing like specifically interesting to you. Kind of quickly looking through them.
I do grab the chalk.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough chalk for a teleportation spell? I know that's really bad timing, but...
Sure, with a 16, yeah, there's enough chalk for a teleportation circle.
Okay. Inappropriate. They have nothing. There's no iconography that dictate. Do I find a mask even?
I should have said this. Thank you for reminding me. In all of their pockets, you do find a very basic white mask that you have seen members of the way, all of them wear.
Cool. I will grab all of the masks.
Okay.
I think it's a lot. I think we can help this person if we can get them to the house. I don't think we need to rush really quickly, so there is a little bit of time to just breathe. Okay? I'm sure we can try and help him if we can get him to house
Duranda. Yeah.
Duranda.
Okay. Oh, shouldn't we just go? Shouldn't we? Isn't time important?
Well, I think the way it works, we've missed the really short window, but I think there's a slightly longer window for the kind of thing we're looking to do now.
We could.
So go ahead.
No, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, I think it might be sensible to pretty much go straight away. I think it's worth making sure we're not panicking while we go. We can, there's enough time for us to take a few minutes to just breathe and calm down a little bit, and we can still be helpful to him.
And this was an event, yes, organized by Guznik and Sons, but also by the Boromar. Maybe bringing it to their attention that their event was interrupted by these cultists. Maybe they will be able to help us with this poor child, as well as hunting down who did it. It seemed to be that he was confused, that he was under a charmed effect, similar to what happened to me if it wasn't for. But he might know something, he might know a lot, so yes. And what I'm trying to say is, you did what you thought was right. At the time, he was perceived to be the enemy, but we will set this right together.
I didn't think. I just wanted to stop them.
Of course.
I couldn't do it again.
We would have all done the same.
No.
We all know what was going to happen with the item that he possessed, what it was going to cause.
Part of me is glad. Part of me is glad that we so quickly got that dagger away from anyone who could use it, but I don't want it to be the expense of this person's life. So if we've taken our couple of minutes, if we've had some breaths, I'll recall my Sun Forger into my hand, put it on my belt. Then shall we go?
Yes, let's go. Sure. I
Let's
assume
go.
We know the way to a House Jurasco place.
Yeah, you can go back into the Great Healing House. House Galanda, I think you went. Jurasco is the hospitality house.
Yeah, not that one.
We need to get this guy a drink. No, sorry, inappropriate.
But yeah, you can go to Galanda Hall, basically. Walking back in, I mean, you've been here once before, talking to a doctor about a coin-related problem. Walking in with a corpse definitely kind of peaks, brings alarm bells ringing as they kind of take the figure out of your hands. You're quickly asked, do you want to raise the dead, basically?
Yes.
For which the bill would be 750 Galafor.
I will pay it. We need to start working.
I've got some money as well.
We can divide it between us.
Yes, divide it between us.
Okay, 250 each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, you all pay the money. You're also all made to sign a release form that basically says the results are not guaranteed. The soul may decide not to return. And you are kind of taken into a ritual room with the corpse laying in the middle of all of you. The doctor, the resident doctor, asks all of you to speak a little about the victim of the death, because that always evens the odds of them returning.
They were in a play. They were a bright young actor. They seemed to be living not very well. They're living. Do I recognize them as one of the street urchins? Yeah, they were.
No, this isn't one of the people from the play. No. This is a completely unknown to you, this person. You've never seen him in your life.
But they were playing Stan.
No. The person that died, the person who had the dagger, was the person who was in the audience, who the scarred fellow was talking to. The person in the play was just seemingly charmed to literally yell out that the way is open, the way is open.
I see. The red hair thing threw me a little bit.
Good job.
Cool. In which case, he was probably always teased about his hair. He wasn't super well off, but you know, he came to honor a hero, so he must have a good heart. What else can I look over what he's got on him and glean any more information?
I mean, he is just where. I mean, the only thing that's specific is, strangely enough, bandaged hands, as if he'd been fighting somebody or something like that, or injured his knuckles. But beyond that, just ragged commoner's clothes, some little money.
He's a survivor. He fought, and he always fought for life, for whatever he got.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Mm-hmm.
And Ori's in the room with me.
Still disadvantage.
No, I know. I just... Oh boy. Oh. No. I'm going to use my saving face.
Okay.
So I have 3, and can I count the doctor as an ally too?
The doctor is a neutral.
But he's trying to do the same thing I'm doing.
The doctor is a neutral.
Okay, fine. Stupid Will. 3.
All right. So 10 altogether. Raya, Inkblot, do you have anything you wish to say?
I didn't really know this person, but I would like to have the opportunity to get to know them. I wonder if perhaps they became a little lost. It seems as though their path may have led them into places they didn't quite want to go. But I think I saw from the indecision on their face that they weren't a bad person. I'm sure they were good in many ways, and perhaps if they come back to us, this will be an opportunity to find joy and to embrace that goodness. I hope I'll have the chance to maybe help them with that.
Make a persuasion with disadvantage.
That was so beautiful.
Both things can be true. Something can be beautiful and be rolled with disadvantage.
18.
18 is so pretty good. Inkblot.
Over this time that they've been speaking, Inkblot's just been looking up and down his body and eventually says, he was not himself. There was magics, perhaps runes. These wounds on his arms, perhaps they led him to do this such thing. Magic must be manipulating his body. They tried to do the same thing to me. What he did was not what he wanted to do. He was not where he was meant to be. He was not doing what he was meant to do. And I would like to get down on my knees next to the body. And I want to cast Dispel Magic and try and get rid of any lingering effects that may have been manipulating him.
Mm-hmm. Make an Arcana check.
Oh. 14.
14. And let me just check. I'll just check in with the soul, shall I?
I'm going to get socks.
So, as you talk, as you try to basically persuade the soul to return, the doctor kind of quiets you all, goes back to the body, and you see him putting something kind of on his tongue and waiting for a moment, almost like kind of a piece of moss or something edible, strangely. Waiting for a moment, and then nothing happens. The doctor kind of quietly just touching the aura of the body itself, and then opens the mouth again, takes out the unswallowed magical effect or whatever it was that was supposed to bring back or buy the transfer of the soul back into the body, and it's still there, hasn't been used. The doctor kind of quietly turns back to you and says, "I'm sorry. The soul has made its decision. I'll give you a little bit of time."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just rolled low.
I can only imagine the life that he had been plunged into by these people was so awful that he did not want to come back.
Well, at least he had a choice.
Exactly.
Offered to him by the person who killed him. Right.
Shall we go home?
Yeah. Another successful day.
Before we go, I just want to pat down his body and see if there's anything that would help direct us to where these people are or more information about them.
Make an investigation check.
Natural one. Why am I rolling like poo?
Yeah, so with a 10, 10, there's nothing specifically that you could grab a hold of. There's no like receipts. There's nothing to point you in any specific direction. It seems as if these people were specifically maybe chosen because they had no relations or no ties to anybody that anybody could track down or...
Let's go home, shall we?
Do we leave the body here?
They might be able to arrange a decent burial. maybe talk to someone just if they need us to pay for a burial or something like that. Be happy to. I think that's the best we can do at this stage.
Okay. I'll put my hand on his shoulder. The Lords of Dust will pay for everything they are doing.
All right. With that, are you heading back towards the Sparrow?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take another quick break.
I'm tired.
you're all great. That's all.
You go back to the Sparrow, finding it undisturbed on...
Whoa.
There is a loud bark from a neighbor dog, but other than that, it is absolutely peaceful as you enter.
Walking through the square and towards the Sparrow, can we just like keep an eye out for anyone, basically the Boromar, just to see if they're about?
Yeah. Make a perception check.
I will also say, keep your eyes out, just in case the Boromar are around. They have eyes everywhere. If someone wants to look too.
Also look.
Yeah, go ahead and make another perception check as well.
17 for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you don't need me.
With the 17, as you approach Celestin District specifically, you definitely notice when you pick up an entourage that kind of keeps guard and starts to follow you as you enter the district. Other than that, there isn't, like, as you're walking up to Celestin on the districts, you don't notice anybody specifically following you or protecting you or stalking you.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of the woman? The leader of the Boromar, the one who's now heading up Shan. Elira. I'm sure she already knows about this, but would it be wise to tell her that these cultists, these Lords of Dusk wanted to open one of the portals that have been appearing in many places? Because it would be happening on her turf in her city.
I think that seems like a good idea. I did also have the thought, I presume there might have been some press here. It would certainly help spread the word if they were to make clear that there were cultists attacking within Shan.
Perhaps Gooseneck and Son should release a statement in hopes that it gets circulated throughout the press. Doing so may squash any, at least any attempts in the near future by the cult.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
I will say that you have once done this into the newspapers. You have mentioned the way as well, but yeah, this definitely seems to be a confirmation.
Yeah. Yes, get perhaps in contact with, although I do not know if we quite liked Rogue Honeypot, but perhaps getting in contact with them once more.
They seemed... Well, actually, maybe we should read the article they wrote first and see if we want to contact them again.
Am I getting it right? I thought they were... Because Ivan was the leader of, or the head of the Lords of Dust, but they are known as the Way, or they are...
I mean, I can jump in here. You know of the things that you know about the Lords of Dust is that they are the kind of, if the dragons are the good Illuminati in a way,
that's right,
then the Lords of Dust and the Rakshasa would be the bad Illuminati. They are the people behind everything trying to make certain actions unfold or certain events unfold. The Way seems to be just a cult that Ivan or somebody else has made that is specifically connected to the gates.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My notes will make more sense.
Maybe we need to do some strategizing. I don't know, do we we want to try and escalate this politically. I don't know how important we are, but I don't know. And like, could we talk to the king and get him to outlaw the way, or that's not how it works.
Well, the more people who know about the way, the more people who are aware of it, the masked people. I have all of these masks. We can perhaps pass one on to the press. They can put a photograph of it in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Just that enough might deter them. For a while.
Perhaps.
But let's get back and rest. And
we have a lot of enemies.
the world has a lot of enemies. We just seem to be tied up with a lot of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Come.
As you reach the Sparrow, you see there's a couple of people waiting at the door. Specifically, you notice Dixon is there. You also notice Harass and Ashgrave are there as well as Alden. Kind of all awkwardly talking to each other politely.
Like they, oh, okay.
Waiting for you. And obviously they kind of, as you appear, they walk up to you, and Alden goes, worried about what happened, really. I saw flashes of it, some kind of a fight. Glad to see all of you are okay, obviously.
Thank you. If something... the memorial was attacked by a cult known as the Way. We were lucky enough to prevent them opening another portal, like they have in many places across Crover. Doing so causes great evil, and such a portal was what caused Stan's demise. The whole reason why we are here tonight.
Well, it's a little bit above my pay grade, I feel. But maybe a glass of sherry cognac for everybody. And he kind of takes the key from Inkblot's hands and opens the door, and, like, as if owning the place, starts guiding people into the kitchen.
I think I have some cookies. If anyone wants them, left over, baked just yesterday.
No, perfect. Let me just kind of. Do you have something in addition? Kind of starts arranging everything, pours glasses out for people.
Well, Professor, I did not expect to see you here. I knew you were attending, but I thought you would have gone back to the university or back to your lodgings.
Harass is a friend of mine, and he seems to know you, and strangely enough, I felt more safe with him and around you, so I felt I'd accompany him. Yeah.
Remind me, Barnaby's having a blank. Harass is
the person that was in contact with you about the worms. He was the guy who was kind of high up a noble. You actually, when you first walked into his office, you specifically didn't, but Goose did. His office was filled with artifacts and kind of old weapons and things from the war, and like he seems to be a collector of some sort.
Okay. Well, good. I'll introduce myself to Harass. And Dixon. I don't think Link Block's met Dixon either.
That is true. Dixon is kind of smoking a cigar at this point. You can just see, not really smoking, he seems to be just holding it in his mouth as the smoke kind of enters through his wooden / iron skull and then just comes into this cloud above him. Yeah, nice to meet you all. It's been some time, but I hope everybody enjoyed my speech. I hope it wasn't what caused this type of violence.
No, it was lovely. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Yes. The person who isn't not Stan. Anyway, I tried to get as many details down as I possibly could. I hope I didn't disappoint.
Details of?
Well, of our adventure in the underground district, in the temples.
Oh.
It's very well told. Yes, you did very well.
Yes, Raya. He kind of stares at you, and for a moment you get a sense that a light goes on and off in one of his kind of skull-like, kind of the pinpricks of light that makes a Warforged eyes.
You're a very good detective.
I like to think so.
Good to see you.
And you. Is there anything I can help you with? Obviously, I would be more than happy to.
Oh, I feel like we've got a long list at the moment.
Well, if you would like a drink, it seems that we are a little safe haven for a little while. Or not, you can go if you would prefer.
I can stay for another 16 minutes.
Well, what a precise amount of time.
Kind of looks at his watch as he says this. Just
I am.
Ink. And I'll try and make eye contact with Fennec. Should we, you know, that there was that conversation we were having earlier. We were going to pick it up, just briefly. Should we go?
Do you want me to entertain the rest of the guests?
Yes.
That would be excellent.
Do you know songs?
I do magic. Well, sleight of hand.
Well, don't give it all away in a single sentence. Shall we? We will be just a moment of the strain of what has just happened. Also, I am a little bit hot, and I would like to change.
As you walk out of the kitchen, you hear, "Welcome to Dixon's dastardly, amazing, magical show. Let me just show you." Just hear that. But yeah, you walk out of the kitchen. Alone for now.
So I was not expecting to be hosting.
I feel unsuitably ambushed. We will make pleasantries and then perhaps ask Namor to leave. I am concerned about Professor Ashgrave's attendance here, given her connections to the Master and how much she is aware of what they have taken.
Do you want to try and talk to her? We can try and engineer something to make it easier.
Well, it's a hard line to cross. I don't want to. I don't want to give up information in case they know that I've realized that it is Morgrave that has done this. But I also don't want to alarm her if she's not aware of such things.
That's a difficult line to walk. She seems friendly enough.
Yes, well, they all seem friendly at Morgrave, and then they fire you. And then steal artifacts that do not belong to them. What is our game plan? If we have one.
Well, I don't think I have any particular conversations I want to have with any of these people, but do either of you?
No.
Fennec. I am going to tell these people to go home. This is not the time to have these conversations. It is nice of them to check up on Gooseneck and Sons, but I don't think it is appropriate right now. Okay. I will head down.
As you corral the people out, politely, try to tell them that it's been a busy day. You open the doors back out of the Sparrow. You open the doors and you see standing in the rain, there's about 15, maybe 20 men and women, elves, orcs, half-elves, and humans, all dressed in black, all of them on their shoulder, an emblem of a dark green kind of glowing lantern. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Hooray.
Oh no. That's caught up with us, and obviously everything that's happened. Yeah. Is there anything that I could retcon for next week?
Do you have something specific?
Yeah, I did want to, while leading everyone out, I did want to pull Ashgrave aside, but that can wait till next week.
Sure, yeah. I kind of skip forward anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But that's something that I did want to briefly
Just before opening the door, you can talk to Ashgrave a little bit.
Cool.
All right. Thank you for everybody who's watching, and goodbye, and see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.